Okay, back in Unity. So I've been adding onto this monstrosity of a level. Here's the level you're going to start with. This is your level one, should at least have the pool stuff in it. Add more to it if you want. We need to add characters that will do things, non-player characters, NPCs. So the first thing we need to do is just figure out what we're going to use. I downloaded the Pro Western Starter Pack, and that came with a T-posing cowboy, I believe. If I can get these things to pull up. There we go. So we'll drag this guy in here. Put him up here? Yeah, put him up here for now, where I can see him. So this will be our guy. We can do animations and stuff for him later. This is the guy who's going to chase us around. One thing to note, while I've got this guy up and this thing's going, the stuff we're about to add for NavMeshAgents, they're going to assume your character is facing down the blue axis. So he's doing it right. His nose is pointed toward the blue arrow here. He's facing positive Z. So if you have a character or something else that you brought in to be a NavMesh agent, and it looks like he's doing a sideways shuffle, it's because he's not facing the right way in his base mesh. So we got him. We'll do something with him later. First thing I need to do is start to select all of these things. All right, so anything that I want the guy to walk on to be traversable, I'm just going to grab all that up right now. So I'm going to select all these things. We're not going to have him walk on the wall, so I won't select those. But these, maybe he could walk on that. And this is a good idea to do for all your other stuff anyway, that's not going to be moving itself. We want to mark these as static. So usually we just hit the static checkbox, and that it means a lot of different things, but we hit the drop down here. So navigation static, occlusion static, all this other stuff is going on here. Usually we just say everything. Static will allow us to bake lights on something, which we'll cover in a later class. But for now, hitting static, really what we're looking for there is we want this to be navigation static. That's going to let it all be traversable. Wait a minute, I've got a set of stairs over here. I need to make sure that it's also marked static, or my guy's going to be stuck up on top here. Okay, he's static. Good deal. All right, now window. We're going to go with AI and navigation. There's only one thing under there, so why isn't it just navigation? Whatever, Unity. All right, so I'm going to pull up navigation, and it's going to pull up here. It might pull up as a floating window for you. I've used it a lot, so it just pulls up here next to the inspector where I like it. And I'm going to go over here. We can select different kinds of agents. We won't play with that right now. We'll just assume everything's humanoid. We could set different things for different layers, basically, different areas. So like you can walk on this, or this is something you can not walk on. For right now, if it's static, we want it to be something you can walk on. So I'm just going to come over here to bake. Here's my guy. My default humanoid is going to have a radius of 0.5 meters. So diameter is what? Wow. Okay. All right. We got one guy who's passing programming classes. So he's got a diameter of 1, a rough height of 2, and this max slope means what can he climb? Okay. If we're playing Skyrim, you crank that all the way up to almost 90. Default's 45. So we're going to leave all these where they're at and just hit bake. And didn't take long at all, and we can start to see. We zoom way in, these blue polys overlaying everything. This is everywhere that my NavMesh agents could walk. Luckily, I'm safe over here. This guy can't jump down until I tell him to do something later. So he can walk all the way across this guy here. I made sure to mark the stairs, but he can't get to the stairs. I didn't mark this as static. Oops. Zoom in on that. Come on now. Stairs, just the stairs. Just grab the stairs. There we go. So we can go up there because that's 45 degrees or less. Oh, that one did get marked. Okay, so he can pop up here. You can see the polygons. You'll be able to walk on all that. And just like that, our level is navigable by our NavMesh agents. So that's where he can walk. Let me go to this guy and start setting him up. So character 2, I'm going to go ahead and make a prefab out of him pretty soon. So I'm going to come over here to the inspector. He's got an animator. I'm not even going to mess with that. He's just going to T-pose or A-pose at me. What's this guy got here? So here's the skeleton. Here's his mesh. I'm just going to go ahead and put everything on his root here. So I'm going to add a box collider around him. Pull that up. Kind of size it to his mesh. Doesn't have to be exact because we're not street fightering with this guy. He's just posing around. We'll even let his arms split through the walls. That's good enough. We don't need to add a rigid body, but because I know I'm going to want to shoot at him later with my toaster, I'm going to add a rigid body so I can at least see him get tossed back a little bit. So I'll add a rigid body. It's funnier. Yeah, it's funnier if it looks like my bullets did something to him, or if he's taken aback by the toast offer that I've given him. So that's just standard stuff. We give him a body, a collider, and rigid body. Here's the magic. We need NavMeshAgent. I'm going to add that to him. And you can see this kind of reflects what we had over here in the navigation when we were saying, hey, bake for these kinds of agents. This is set to agent type humanoid. I haven't made any other agents, but if I had over there in navigation, they might pull up here. So we'll just leave them as humanoid. We'll leave all of this as is. And I just need now a script that tells him to go to a place. So we'll start with the dumb agent. So I'm going to add a component. I'll make a new script. I think I already made a dumb agent, so this might, yeah, it already exists. Okay. So we'll call him a dummy agent. This is just getting rude and hurtful. Okay. So this means he's going to start wherever he's at and just go to a point. Okay. So I've got my script. Let me open that up. Wait for Unity to compile an empty script. All right. We're on it. Okay. I'm not going to use these. I'm just going to pull those out. Just using agent. I'm going to go ahead and something good to add to your scripts, because if it just helps. So I'm going to do a require component. Help me out here. Is it dot type of? What am I looking for here? Yeah, there it is. I just had to put the right thing in, so it would be like, hey, this is it. Fine. Type of. More parentheses. And this guy needs to have a nav mesh agent on him. And once I hit that, it started to import my Unity Engine AI, which is what our navigation's under. So we got require component type of nav mesh agent. Why are you crying now? Oh yeah, I'm. That's totally on me. Yep, here we go. Needs to be up here above where we declare our public class. And I'm going to need just a NavMesh agent to reference. And we'll call him agent. That's good. And then finally, I'm going to need a transform to go to. And we'll just call that target. Or we call it point B in this case, because that's all he's doing is going to a spot. All right, so on start, agent. Thank you, Visual Studio. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm getting the agent in start, saying, hey, get the component NavMesh agent. There it is. Now I've got a handle on it. I don't have to do that all the time. And honestly, we don't even need update for this one. So the point is, I could do it here, or I could call another function. Let me do this as another function for now. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a void, and we're just going to call this, I think it's called set. I'm going to call it single this time. Single destination. I'm declaring a new function, and then I will call it on start. So I'm just say, hey, set single destination. So on start, I get my agent, and I'm just calling this other function. I could do what I need to do in start, since all this guy is going to do is just go to point B. But if I want to come back to this and add more logic to it, then that's why I broke it out. So here we go, set single destination, and then I need to get the agent, and I'm going to set his destination. Go. And I will make that be point B dot position. That's it. So I've got a transform that I need to provide in the inspector, and I'm saying at the very start, I'm calling it once. This isn't getting called all the time. I'm saying it one time. Hey, when we start the thing, go to this place. Period. I think another way I could write this code, I think I can just set it like this, destination. Yeah, so instead of set destination, I could do it like this. So we can use bracket method or just point notation. Either way, these lines of code are the exact same. Different ways of calling them. So I'm just saying, hey, go there. That's it. Done. How many lines of code was that? That's why we're calling them done. All right. Take longer to compile that than it was to write it. Huh? Mm-hmm. Come on, Unity, get it together. All right. So come down here. Good. That's a good way to know that our stuff compiled right is we can see our public variables here in the inspector. So I just need a transform. So I'm just going to go ahead and create one. Come over here. I'm just going to make this guy go to some empty spot here. So I'm going to go game object. I'm going to create an empty, say right about there. Yeah, it's a good spot. So he's going to go down the stairs through all this stuff, and we're going to call this his base. So that's all he's doing is he's coming over here. So I'm going to call this target point B, just so I understand what it is. It's just an empty. It's just a transform. So I come over here to character 2, and I can find my target point B again in my, there it is. Say, hey, there's your destination. Go. This guy's done. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save him before I do anything else. I'm going to save him off as a prefab. So he's going to be dumb cowboy. That's not a judgment on anyone who's a cowboy. I just, we decided this guy was not our most intelligent NavMesh agent. So pull him down into prefabs. Now he's all set up. So let's just see this at work. We know we started on top of the thing. Yeah, don't mind that. I went the wrong way. Okay. He's moving. We can see him. In my midair jumps. He's going to get to his destination before I can find him, isn't he? I got stuck in the pool. Yeah, I got problems. Okay. I should really make some stairs or something so I don't have to do this mad jump. Where's he at? He's already there, isn't he? Nope, there he is. He's trucking. He's cruising along. One line call really from the start method, and he's like, all right, I know what I'm doing. I mean, he'll move as fast or as slow as we tell him to. There we go. Sorry about that. Yep, I got sound effects. That is the worst. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't. That particular one, I didn't hook up to shots fired. That's on me. Can we blast him around? There we go. So we can move him away from his location. He should, unless I dumbed him too much. Yeah, just trying to help him out. No, he doesn't know where to go. So whatever's going on behind the scenes in that set destination, I would have expected him to go back to his spot. Oh, you know what? Yeah, because it only bakes up to the edge, doesn't it? I'm just gonna move him. Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to help you. Yep. No scoped myself into oblivion. All right. So he's done. He did what we wanted him to do. Let's go ahead and make a smarter one and play a little bit with that. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag in. Has this guy got all the stuff on him? Yep, it's too much. I need to make a different one. Let's see what are the models I've got. Go in my Old West starter pack here. What else we got besides a cowboy? Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. All right. Okay. We can demonstrate some really ridiculous stuff with this guy. So do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and we'll make him float. Definitely, he'll be a floating skull. So I'm going to do a new script, and this is going to be a targeting. I'm going to call him tracking because I think I've already got that. So he's a tracking agent. Wait on nothing to compile, and I'll go ahead and give him a sphere collider. I think that makes more sense for him, and a rigid body because that's where all the ridiculousness comes in. And I'll go ahead and add him a NavMeshAgent as well. He's all set up. We'll play with this in a minute. Oh, look at that. So he's already got his offset because I've got him floating up in the air. Okay, let's go get that script ready and then we'll come play with the other things. I'm going to copy from this guy. Piecemeal it. So I'm going to copy that over. We want that. We don't want this. And we just want that part. So there's our, probably faster to let Visual Studio do it for us than it would be to. Yeah. All right. Weird. Okay. So we got our NavMeshAgent. We're getting that ready. And then we're going to give it a target object. All we've got to do that's different here is we'll just call it from update. So agent, and we'll use the dot notation this time just to prove that maybe it works. Destination object. What is that? Equals target object dot position. So this is more expensive. Every update, every frame call, he's resetting his target. So this guy, that's a true heat-seeking missile. Like every time you can blink, every time the world's being drawn, he's like, nope, the guy moved over there. So he's going to track you pretty hardcore. It's a good question. Yeah, maybe fixed update would be a better place, or even late. Well, I don't know if late update would work. We can try it in fixed update. Yeah, yeah, just a little later. All right, so we'll try it in fixed update. So at least it's not going to be called a whole bunch just because our frame rate went up or less. So we got a fixed update, and this honestly should be enough. So we come back to Unity, compile, and then there it is. Okay, it's right up there because I drug it in wrong. I'm just going to hand him my player. And any object you get, it's going to grab the transform off of. So this is going to track my player character, my first person controller. I'm going to come in here to the NavMeshAgent here. And we can adjust some stuff. So he's already got humanoid. I can just say, let's just make this a full meter up, actually. And so that's how high off the ground he's going to float. We're 2 meters. Let's give him 1.5. So he's right in our face. Kind of scary looking, right? We can adjust the speed. Sometimes it's scarier to have them move slow. Adjust the acceleration. Stopping distance. So this is helpful. So I'm going to set this to like 2 or 3 meters. Not 23, 2 or 3. And then he's not going to try to clip right into me. If that stopping distance is 0, this is that close talker that gets right up in your face. And if you've got a rigid body and he's got a rigid body, he's going to be knocking you back. So at this point, stopping distance, he's going to stop about 3 meters from me and just stare at me. And then auto braking is already on so that he can slow down to get within that 3 meter radius. Now his radius got set for us because we already had colliders and stuff on it. He's almost pi, but we can change that. So if we decide that this guy's got a whole bunch of fire effects or something and he just needs more of a presence, then we can change that radius up. So now he needs that much room to move. The bigger the radius, he can't maneuver tight corners now, right? So maybe over there where our stairs were at, he couldn't do it. I'm going to pull that back down, give him plenty of, just give him some pi there. Give him pi radius. You can clip a little bit. And then everything else looks good. Let's just try this. Nope. Let me save this guy first. He's now our skull tracker. Put him in prefabs. I wonder if he'll come off that edge. I need to hide that phaser for one. Get my toaster. Yeah. Okay. Well. So now I can set my phaser to stun, kill, or golden brown. There we go. All right, now I'm there. Where's that guy even at? What did I do wrong? Oh, he is coming toward me. Okay. I'll bet he just didn't know what to do until I was on the mesh. We need to put some like glowy eyes there. He's just gonna float up to you and just stare. I'm gonna back up. And as I move, he's coming straight at me. Oh, I'm gonna dodge him. Nope. Oh, he's turning. He's turning. That's even creepier. Him turning. You know what? Have some toast. What just happened? Sometimes the rigid body's a bad idea. Oh, vanquished. There's something over there. Yeah. Also, here's the problem. The other problem I've got is I didn't turn my phaser off. So when I hit fire, I'm firing 2 weapons at once. I fired 2 guns whilst jumping through the air. Yeah, so he landed on a spot where he can't move. He's gonna. Oh, Oh, he bounced me. Okay. He's kind of trapped up there. If I want, can I get around there? If I go, well, I think he's off. He's off track now. So giving him a rigid body and making him be able to be bounced around can be a problem. So let me just take this guy. We're not going to mess with him. I'm going to take the rigid body off, and he's just going to be creepy. He's going to follow us. Do some weird Shakespeare stuff. You know what? I'm going to turn that phaser off. I didn't even know we had a skull in there. That ended up being fun. All right. Just trying to get a lift here. Wrong way. Should really think about installing some stairs. Huh. So he kind of didn't know what to do until I came into the area. Now he's coming at me. Eat your toast. Okay, I'm going to go. Let's see if he can go down the stairs. I'm just going to run down here. We'll chase our cowboy around. If I wait long enough, I wonder if he can make it down the stairs. Yeah. Also, he's really slow. So I wonder, did he stop? He's coming at me. All right. Come on this way, dude. I'm going to show you something. He's kind of tilted. That's weird. Here he comes. All right. He's coming at me. All right. So that's our tracking AI. So maybe this guy's my friend, right? Maybe that because he didn't push me. He just got kind of up close to me. So you could put that tracking AI on him, and the skull is your assist character, right? And so he's just going to follow you around, and then we can add some more stuff to him that when I shoot at something, he'll shoot at something too. Or maybe it's just really creepy to have a skull coming at you. You just, yeah. Well, that'd be fun. And I want you to animate his jaw opening. Go after it. No? Okay. Fine. You don't want bonus points? You don't have to have bonus points. All right. So we've got working guns. We've got the basis of the NavMesh stuff. Play around with what's in there. You can add different types of agents. Just by setting the offset, we basically created a drone, something that float around. So fill your levels with some fun stuff, and then make some version of a smarter NavMesh agent than the two we just showed. And then one of those also needs to be able to fire at you. So we should have kind of a fun little couple of levels by the time we're done with this. Yeah? All right, I'll stop the recording, and then you guys can get to work.